Hello everyone, Luke Coleman here,
And Joe.
and together we are Belding Hill Farms. We're in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada, and anyways, if you're we're a new channel, so if you haven't seen us before, like and subscribe, please. So we're doing kind of a series of chicken videos for the beginner, I guess. Well, it can be for anyone, but it will tend to be for the beginner. And we just didn't think we'd get it all in one long video, and we thought people wouldn't be able to consume that content. So today's video is going to be about chicken terms.
Terminology, yep.
Terminology, and you know, we all started out somewhere, and we find a lot of people feel kind of embarrassed that they don't know all the stuff they should know, but in reality, how would you? So we're attempting today to give you a little more some more tools to be more dangerous. So first term, and these are kind of in a random order, just as we put them down and we thought of them. First one is pullet.
So pullet is a young hen that hasn't started laying yet.
Yeah, or she could have just started or something, but it refers to a bird that is right at that point.
A hen, though.
A hen, yes.
A female.
Yeah. And that leads to the next term. Sometimes you'll see a POL, and many people ask what that is. Point of lay.
Yeah. So that means they're just on the cusp of starting to lay their eggs.
Right. So they're just at the point of laying. So it's another word for pullet.
Yeah.
And then the next one that we had was chick.
Everyone knows what chick is.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean, it's just a general term. It doesn't specify if it's a male or female.
No.
So,
and it really is pretty much anything that is like
a baby.
Yeah, like, and a pullet is kind of more in that 16 to 20-year-old or 20-week-old range. So a chick would be kind of anything under that. It just means it's developing, basically. The next one is hen. So, you know.
Hen's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
It just means that they're an older one. Over the 20-ish to 26 weeks when they start to lay.
They're laying.
They're consistent.
Yeah. They're laying, yeah. So that basically is a pullet turns into a hen. So that leads to a cockerel.
Or rooster.
Or rooster. And a cockerel is to a rooster like a pullet is to a hen.
Yeah, just a young rooster.
It's just a cockerel is a young rooster.
Yeah.
And then a rooster is your adult bird. And it seems silly to say, but we do get questions every year, and it's okay. But, you know, a lot of people don't know which bird makes a noise. It's the rooster. He's the one that's going to
make the most noise.
The
hens make noise, but they don't usually cock-a-doodle.
No, they usually just make noises when they're proud of themselves for laying an egg, and they're strutting around and letting everyone know what a great job they did just laying that egg.
Cackleberry song.
That's a cackleberry. But the rooster is, for many people, like if you look in our background here, our smokehouse in the background, but you see that we don't have any real neighbors that are close to us, so we can have birds. But many of you out there might be in a subdivision or whatever, where you'll have some town limitations or city limitations of what you can have. And 9 times out of 10, they will not allow a rooster. Okay? Yep. So that leads to our next term, which is straight run.
And that just means it could be a pullet or a cockerel. You have no idea.
And many times they talk about, like we sell a lot of day-old egg layers every spring. And we sell straight run primarily, and it just means that they're chicks or they're anything up to that kind of pullet age or cockerel age that you just don't know what they are. They're not sexed. So that's another term that you hear people asking about is sexed chicks, and that basically means they want to know if they're buying a hen, which is going to be a pullet, or it's a cockerel.
Yep.
For many breeds, that is you can't really tell that. There are some of the more.
There's a few.
Yeah, there's some of the heritage breeds, which we will talk about next. But there are some of the industrial type breeds that are auto-sexting, which does mean not sexting, auto-sexing. If your chickens are sexting, you shouldn't have the mobile plan for them. the auto-sexing are some sort of a characteristic that you can look at their feathers that would allow you to know whether they're a male or a female. And there are some, and there's some of the heritage breeds as well, but we'll get into that another day.
So heritage breed means it's been around for hundreds of years and it hasn't really changed a whole lot. They've stayed true to what they were like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, so basically a heritage breed would be a bird that would be similar to what your great-great-great-grandparents might have kept on their farm.
Like a Rhode Island Red or a Barred Rock, Plymouth Rock, something like that.
So there's many, and there's innumerable. Like the real lure and attraction to many backyard chicken enthusiasts is that they get to go seek out those brands or breeds, sorry, and and finding the rare one, and they can be hard to secure. So. So that brings up breed, and breed is essentially, that takes the coloration out of it. It just talks about the breed itself. And it's
kind of like Labrador retrievers and poodles, like they're different breeds of dogs, so different breeds of chickens.
It's a variety, it's a type, it's a, so you can like we have Orpingtons, and we have buff Orpingtons, and we have blue black splash Orpingtons. And you can get chocolate Orpingtons and lavender Orpingtons and mottled Orpingtons, and so those are color phases, but the breed is Orpington.
And buff, the color, you can have many different buff breeds, but it means like a yellow golden color.
Yeah, so I guess we'll talk about that. That's on our list is color, and why chicken people decide to be so confusing, we don't know. But buff is yellow.
Yeah.
Blue
is gray.
Gray.
So weird.
Yeah. Do you know any other ones that are splash? Like, so blue, black splash, Orpington I mentioned. That basically means it's a combination of the blue and the black.
Yeah.
Of course, remembering that blue is gray.
Yeah.
I don't know why they get so confusing, but many times when you see a breed, you'll see something in front of it. And oftentimes it's the color. So the next one is combs and comb types. There's multiple comb types.
Yeah.
What did we look up in our book today? 10?
Yeah, 10. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all kinds, and that goes with the breed. So different breeds have different characteristics. Our Brahmas that we have a pea comb.
Yeah. They don't stick up very far on their heads, which is nice if you're in the colder climates and you have to worry about frostbite.
Yeah, so that's just something that you'll have to learn over time, but there's all kinds, rose comb and pea comb and your single comb, which is just a traditional one that everyone thinks of.
Yeah.
Another term is hatch. You hear a lot of people saying they're hatching birds or they're incubating birds, and essentially both of those are the same thing. The act of incubating is basically controlling a temperature and a humidity level in some sort of a container.
Yep.
Okay, and hatching is just kind of the act of incubating.
Yeah.
So and they kind of throw them around as interchangeable.
Yeah.
And the next one is brood or brooding. So once you have chicks, you have to put them in a brooder.
Yeah. So that's just a box that contains them, and you can control their heat that they need, because normally they'd have that from the mom if the mom hatched them.
Yeah, because keeping in mind, when we incubate, we're taking over for what nature would normally do. And some people actually hatch underneath a broody hen. So a broody hen just means a hen that has an instinct or at that time wants to sit on eggs.
Yeah.
So many people will just put eggs, fertile eggs, underneath of a hen that is trying to sit. And you'll know when you have a broody, and we'll talk about that in future videos. But so that's where brood comes from a broody hen, and you're brooding, you're raising them. So basically it means any time that you're caring for baby chicks, basically, from there until whenever they're released with the rest of your... when they're released with the rest of the flock. So we're sure we're probably missing some terms, but we do think we've filled your ears with many terms today. And if anyone has any questions or comments or wants something clarified, put it below, and we'll do our best to answer.
Shoot us a message on our Facebook page, whatever.
Yep.
We'll do our best to get back to you.
Belding Hill Farms is our Facebook page. All right. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.